What's up, people? Hotep Jesus. We are back with week 8 of the Jianchor podcast. I'm your host, Hotep Jesus. We have a wonderful cast today. As you guys already know, we got Mr. Chad Lemoyne representing Aquarian Anarchy podcast. Make sure I go listen to that. Some good info there. We got Jonesy, our token Negro.
Nah, man, wait, hold on. We got more than one Negro up in here, man. So we taking that tokenism together.
All right.
So we taking it together. Host and podcast extraordinaire of the Wasted Talent podcast. I heard when we were talking previously, I won't mention any names, but a celebrity actually listens to the Wasted Talent podcast. So if celebrities are watching the show, you guys probably should be tuning in too. We got the young phenom, the baller, representative financiallight.co, Aunt Bailey in the house.
What up?
And in the top left-hand corner, we have our in-house IT guy, IT expert, representing kdrepair.com. It's the same guy that built my computer, Kamar Daniels. Kamar Daniels is in the house. Now,
Good job. Thank you.
yes, sir. Now, something's different tonight. There's a new face here, and an old face is no longer on our screen. So before we proceed, where's my cup? I gotta pour some liquor out. Because we have a team member that has moved on from the project and is working on some independent things. Rita's no longer with us. We love Rita. We wish her the best in all the future projects. I'm about to pour out some liquor for Rita not being on the team anymore. But no love is lost. If she needs a recommendation or anything like that, I'd say it was an absolute pleasure working with her. I enjoyed working with her. I enjoyed the personality. And she will be missed. This is cheers to Rita. Let me take my sip.
I only got coffee. Take a sip of that for you,
Got water.
Woo. You guys want to say anything? Any parting words, Rita?
Yeah, I would. I'm very, very saddened that we weren't able to complete this journey together that we all started out on. And I'm very fond of Rita. I consider her a friend. And I wish her the best in everything she does. You know what I mean? And just because, right now we're not, doing this program together and this project together doesn't mean we can't link and do something in the future. And, I wish her the best.
Indeed. Chad?
I mean, same. Like we're still gonna be in touch, and we're still gonna be cheering each other on and everything. So I look forward to that, and I look forward to, like Jonesy said, like when we'll have an opportunity to link up again in the future to support each other and everything. But yeah, it's gonna be, I don't know. It's been a weird day getting ready for this, knowing that this was coming and that she wasn't going to be here, and it's tough, but we support her in her new endeavors, and we're here. So,
And
yeah, I mean, I got nothing but good things to say about Rita.
mm-hmm.
She's the one who initially reached out to us to form this project. But, when business things come along and, you got to go with your gut feeling at the end of the day. And that's what she reciprocated to us. So I fully support her. There's no bad blood or anything like that. It's just one of those things where it is what it is, and you got to keep it moving forward. But, I enjoyed working with her. I wish her nothing but the best.
once again, and take a shot for my girl Rita. So, moving forward, what we're gonna do is, because Rita's irreplaceable, we're going to feature one of our writers on the show every week. This week we have Kamar Daniels joining us on the podcast. And Kamar, why don't you tell us a little bit about your story and how you got into IT and what made you say, this is what I'm gonna do with my life? Because I was in IT and I said, this is what I'm not going to do with my life.
One of the
Things come along.
one of the first things that I learned how to do was take hard drives out of computers and put RAM in them. And growing up, the only way I kind of learned how to fix a computer is I just kept breaking them. So
Right.
a lot of my experience comes from breaking them. So I was like, I wonder, I want to learn how to fix them. So how I got into IT, I had some internships, stuff like that I joined, and I ended up getting signed on as entry level. And from there, I just kind of used all the experience I had breaking machines and just started learning how to fix them really on the fly. I mean, I didn't, outside of a couple certifications, I really didn't have like too much formal training. It all just came from Google University and learning how to fix what I broke. And that's kind of how I got into it. Then I realized that the path levels you can go, rather than just deal with help desk, you can deal with all types of stuff. And that's, and now I want to get into more like cybersecurity stuff now, but I just enjoy that idea of fixing a machine that without having to pay someone to do it, I know how to do it myself. So, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna, like I said, I was in IT and I knew I needed a machine to do streaming, to handle OBS, to do all these graphics that people see. And I was gonna sit down and try and update my knowledge. And I was like, I don't really feel like it. I really don't feel like building this PC because to me, time is money, right? And I'd rather get it to somebody who's up to date and is an expert because you know exactly what to put in there, I would have had to research, which card to do, which start, and all that. And it was just too much time, and time is money. I was like, I could save so much time by just paying somebody to do it. So, shout out to you for being that local expert. I think I put it in the Hotep Nation chat, patreon.com/Hotep Nation, if people want to get access to that. I put in the Hotep Nation chat. I said, we got any IT guys here? And Kamar was like, yeah. And I'm like, duh. Because he comes to the Mogul Summit on Saturdays. So I was like, duh. Like, yeah, like, can you build this machine? And, we put it together. And it was amazing experience. So I'm glad to have you on the team. Chad, you want to talk up his contributions and his consistency to the Jianchor project?
Yeah, so like one of the things that you've always preached about this and about this project is that when you're building something like this or you're building a Twitter following or whatever it is, that consistency is key. Building a YouTube channel, whatever it is, because the more people expect that they're going to get something, then the more you're likely to have them coming back on that regular routine basis when they expect it. And Kamar has been one of the if not the most consistent, where every week his day is Monday where his stuff gets published, and Sunday night his stuff is in there. If not Sunday night, it's like early first thing Monday morning, to where I've got time to go and check, make sure everything's cool and check the SEO. But his stuff is so, like, the way that the Yoast plugin works is there's these little smiley faces or frowny faces. They're red, orange, or green. His shit's always green. so that's always helpful too, where like he's got his links, he's got his all of his different his focus key phrase and his meta description and all that stuff written, the way that Halima had taught us in our session where she taught us how to do this stuff effectively.
Let me cut you off really fast.
Yeah, go ahead.
So what Chad is talking about right now is best practices for blogging, and specifically blogging for SEO. And in Jianchor, we had a focus session where Halima led and gave people a rundown on the best practices. And I believe there's a document floating around that covers, I guess, 11 tips or something like that for the best practices for blogging, just to catch everybody up on what's happening there.
Yeah, and also like one of the other things that helps is like as an editor, which is, this wasn't the dream I had, but it's where we are right now, where I'm editing, and publishing this stuff. It's really, really helpful to go to Kamar's post and I just read it. And that's all I have to do. I don't have to correct anything. I don't have to, fix the formatting or anything like that. He's got his stuff on point. It's perfect, if not damn near perfect every time. So that helps too. And so anyway, that was why, when it came up where we had an opportunity to feature somebody, Kamar was the first name that came up. Plus, like you said, he's so good with this IT stuff. He's like Peyton Manning, where he doesn't need to look at the wristband or look to the sideline or anything like that. He just reads the defense and he knows what goes in that machine. And so his stuff that he's putting out, if you need to know about how to protect yourself from hacking or any kind of, password insecurity or any of that kind of stuff, Kamar's stuff is dope. It's like very, very well written and thorough, and but also it's thorough, but it's also very condensed. Like he doesn't waste a lot of words, so it's good.
Yeah, awesome. Kamar, can you tell us about the things you're writing about, why you're writing about them, and why they're important?
So I just, I want to help people that may not necessarily.
Can you talk into the mic?
Oh, yeah. How's that?
There we go.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to help people that may not have the direct knowledge. I think a lot of people may struggle with like searching through how to troubleshoot stuff.
Yeah.
Because they have a fear of breaking it.
Yeah.
And me, on the other hand, I've broken just about anything. So I'm not really afraid to learn how to fix it. So I feel like if I can write these blogs to kind of help people be confident in looking at computers, they'll be a lot more confident in working through their business because they know they have the systems in place and stuff like that. So that's why I write it. I really just want to help people get more comfortable around computers because it's pretty much a necessity at this point to know your way around a machine.
Absolutely.
I've definitely been there before. I've definitely been there breaking stuff and going through like 15 different forums and blogs trying to figure out how to fix it.
Yeah.
So that stuff is definitely useful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's good stuff.
I'm looking at Google Analytics right now. We've reached 7,680 page views. 4,000 plus users. Trend still not pointing up like we want it to, which is to me natural.
It's like a baseline, right?
Yeah, I mean it hasn't been, we opened up on March. It's only been 3 months, so I want to look at the past week and see how we've done in the past week. Let me see, because the past week I know we killed it. Because that Candace Owens story went up. Let's take a look at, and I'm trying to be better too with supporting the project. So let's take a look here. So the case for Candace Owens has done 323 page views. Let me add today to this, and maybe for education purposes, I'll share my screen so people can see. It's not often you get to see the back end analytics of a business. We're giving you guys like the underneath the hood look, business building here. And I don't want people to lose sight of the fact that this is also an educational show. Sometimes people may lose sight of that.
Hey, what you call it again? Edutainment, right?
This is edutainment. Absolutely. Wait, cancel that. What am I doing? Get rid of that. Oh, okay. All right, let's do that. I'm back in here. All right, here we go. You ready? This is the screen I'm looking at here. Yeah, we see the Candace Owens story, the 358. Basic cooking skills, everyone should know, has done 119. It's pretty damn good, man. Pretty damn good. Eliminate failure did 73, and this is just based upon me retweeting the Candace Owens story. I actually tweeted that out, and then I got a text from Chad, and Chad said, "You tweeted out the Candace Owens story and replaced the picture with the good hair, right?" And I was like, "Nah, I did choose that picture." Particularly because of the good hair, but the reason why I picked it is because it was in landscape mode, and the picture that we chose for the article was in portrait. So when you share a link to social media, it creates that preview box, and that preview box had her head cut off because DT Dakota chose a vertical image instead of a landscape image. For blogs, we have to be careful to always use landscape images. That's the ones that are sideways or horizontal with the highest length, right? Or width, I should say. So we want to choose the one with the highest width and not the one with the where the highest dimension is the height.
Yeah.
So let me go ahead and share my screen again so people can see what I'm talking about here. And here we see the Candace Owens tweet. And then I click through here and we'll take a look at the actual article. And we'll see here, this is a vertical image. You never want to use vertical images for something like that. So I swapped that image out. And I think that we should go in and, swap that image out, maybe choose the one that I got and post that. And then update the Yoast plugin, right?
Right.
So yeah, that's why I chose that particular.
Gotcha.
Chose that. Cool. So yeah. Let me go back to the analytics, and let me show that one more time. I want to just take a look at a longer date range for the public. So we opened on March the 22nd. This is the daily. We go by month. You see March and April, we went up. And then May, I think will trend up because we have 6 days left, I believe, in the month. So we could actually make this trend a little bit higher depending on the stories that we have the rest of the week. If we go based upon week, I really want to exclude this because this is launch week. Obviously, there's going to be a dip after launch week, but there's a trend up here. Dipped a little bit this week. Maybe we just didn't have, popping stories. This is ordinary for media because not every week is going to have hot topics. Then we have this nice spike right here. Comes back down. Up last week. This week is incomplete. So I'm hoping this, with the articles that we get, will trend it a little bit higher. And then we'll get this nice trend up. And I think we'll have an upward trend by the time this month is over. But again, when we take a look here, we have 1,000 people visiting the homepage in the past 3 days. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Homepage in the past 3 months.
I was about to say, that's crazy.
Yes, sir.
3 months, my bad. That's just the homepage, right? Your Life Sucks. Obviously, that was mine. So obviously that one has the highest because I've, biggest reach. Halima is in second place. In third place is the case for Candace Owens. In fourth place is Jonesy with his DMX article. In fifth place, 10 Ways You Can Improve Your Travel Life. Who wrote that one?
That was Andy Eversole, I think.
Awesome. Breaking Generational Curses in sixth. Trust to Science, Boost Your Immune System, 148 views. In seventh, Conspiracy Theory Virus. And let me change that to page title real fast. You can do that. Youth Sports, The Ultimate Cheat Code in eighth place. Ninth place, Trust to Science, Boost Your Immune System. Let me extend it so we can see top 10.
Three from AG right there too.
And
Yeah, I know. AG is a beast, bro. Shout out to him.
Is that all him?
Adam Gallagher. That's the boost your immune system, the cheat code, sports cheat code, and what was the other one that you said? Something about like the
youth sports, right?
Building. No, something about there was another food. You did the alchemy one, the breaking generational curses, and then there were 2 more after that. I don't remember. Anyway, it was either 2 or 3 in a row that were
6
his.
reasons. Oh, no, 6. No, that's me. Case for Candace Owens, passing of an icon, breaking generational curses, top 10 ways travel can improve your life, ultimate cheat code for life, use sports.
Yeah, that's
trust
Adam.
That's Adam. Trust the science, boost your immune system.
Adam.
And then rounding out 10th is conspiracy theory. The virus did not come from a lab.
That was Andy.
Andy.
Yeah, so 2 from Adam, 2 from Andy, and then I think 1 from everybody else.
So Adam and Andy are the next people we need to get up here on this podcast. You need to see one of them next week, and then the other one the following week. I want to talk to them and find out why the hell they're so good at this. So if I was to make some projections based upon this number, hold on, let me close this out so I can see.
I fixed the Candace Owens thumbnail, by the way.
Awesome. Do it now attitude. I love it. So, if I was to look at these projections, I'd probably 2x them for next year and then 10x them for the following year. Or 2x and 5x then 10x from what they are now. So if we're doing, 313 for Jonesy's post, passing of an icon, next year I assume it would be at 600 for his average high post, right? So yeah, I see success. Some people struggle to get their first 1,000. And we've got 7,000 hits.
Yeah.
So we're well on our way, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know what? We talk about, building this blog. You got to break a few eggs to make an omelet, and we've definitely broken a couple of eggs, but the omelet is coming out pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
Coming out really good, man. I mean, and everybody that's contributing, these guys are machines, man. Like shout out to Kamar, you know what I mean? Like Andy, man, Adam Gallagher, like, bro, these dudes are cranking out high level, like just high level content, man, every week, man. And that's what we're gonna give to everybody every week. High level content, and it's gonna continue to grow. And pretty soon, man, it's gonna. I think this is gonna go exactly why I think it was gonna go from the beginning. I really do. And wait till I drop the Kwame Brown one.
Oh, you got the Kwame Brown coming?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
You already know, man. That's my 6'10" twin right there, man.
Oh, that's gonna hit. We need that. We need that before June 1st. We need that for the May numbers.
Right.
You gonna have it for the May numbers?
Yeah, you already.
All right. If we get that in for the May numbers, that'll make May look real good.
Yeah, I feel like I'm back in the TV station. Like, are you gonna have that ready for sweeps? Yeah.
Hey, but we gotta be the power hitters for this, man.
Yeah.
But when it lag, we gotta be the power hitters, man. You know?
Bring it home. The contributors put everybody on base. Somebody gotta bring us home.
That's right. But the thing you said about consistency though too, like that's where so much of this stuff is coming from. We have like this constant steady drip. And I think it was, so Marcus's was the propaganda piece today. That made 24 in a row. And then Jenny has already put in her second part of that cooking tips that everybody should know series. That drops tomorrow. It's already in the bucket. I just have to go through and approve it, and it's good to go. So we'll have 25 in a row.
Shout out to her too, man. She's excellent.
Yeah. And she's always got good pictures too. It's like she's got really good pictures. Kamar too. Like Kamar's pictures are dope. Like he's always got like these. I feel like I'm going into like some fucking sci-fi movie or something like that when I go watch.
Yeah, I know. We're right.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. I was just looking at some of the top trends on the site. Corrected Felon Podcast said, "What up, fam? Love the information that y'all be dropping on the show. Appreciate you, homie."
What's up, Corey?
We
Yeah,
need
shout
one
out to
from you
Corey.
too, homie. Publicly, I'm calling you out, my homie. I just spoke to you today. We need one from you, brother.
Oh, yeah, we need it.
Yeah, he need to contribute something, man. Absolutely, that would be really dope, man, to feature him
Mm-hmm.
in this podcast on here. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, shit. Kamar has to read this one, this super chat from Ebony
Oh yeah.
in a Dr. Umar voice.
Can you read that super chat, please?
Hold on one second. Sorry, I got the.
It's
got
the
this.
same one you send every week to Hotep's Been Told You.
Oh, okay. Donations.
Gifts. Donate.
I love it. I want to talk about the troublemaker, Billy.
Oh my God.
Go.
You
Hey
know,
Billy, man, fuck you, Billy. I want to say that publicly, man. You problematic son of a bitch.
so for people just now tuning in, Billy is our buyer persona, who we plan to cater to as far as marketing is concerned. And I just want to clear the air on that. So last week we introduced Billy officially last week. He's an incomplete thing, but on last week's show we really wanted to get everybody's point of view on who Billy was, how they felt Billy should act, so on and so forth. And I think some people took that the wrong way. So I want to clarify that. I want to start with, first of all, when we first started this show, I always reiterated that the target market was white male between the ages of 25 and 35 with an iPhone, could live in the Bay Area. Like I've said that probably going back many, many episodes. So Billy is just really giving a name to that persona. So for people who felt blindsided or felt as though that was new, that was not new. If you thought it was new, you probably haven't been paying attention to the show, but we've been saying that for a very long time. What does Billy mean to the contributors? He means everything and nothing. I'm gonna repeat that. He means everything and nothing. You can't allow Billy to distract you from what it is you want to give the world. Billy is a concern of the executive team and not a concern of the contributors. It's our job to figure out how to make what the contributors create make sense to Billy. It's our job to market it to Billy. This is of no concern or little concern or much concern to the contributors. Now, let me clarify. When I say is of no concern and much concern at the same time, what I'm saying is if it is too difficult or is not in your interest to cater to Billy, we are not requiring you to. That is not this type of project. We want you to express yourself in a way that makes you most comfortable. Now, if you would like to contribute to marketing to Billy and writing to Billy, you can do so. It'll make our lives easier, obviously. I also think it's a great challenge for people when they write to know what buyer persona you write to. I teach marketing. What we know about marketing is, especially when you're writing copy, if you ask any good copywriter how you write copy, they always say write in the voice of your buyer persona. So anybody here who wants to maximize their experience at Jianchor, this is a great opportunity for you to build those skills that will add to your own projects on your own time, whatever it is endeavors you have in your world. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. We read off the top 10 every week, every so often, or whatever it is. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. So if you hear those same people that we mentioned before and they keep hitting, obviously they're hitting the mark. That's not to say that the other contributors' information is not important. It is absolutely important. I think what it does, it rounds out the brand. It rounds out the content on the platform. For example, Chef Jenny, I think her content is very important to round out the Jianchor brand. Very important to round out the type of content we have. It's very important that when somebody clicks through to one of Andy's stories, that there's somewhat of a variety for them to click to next, what they go to next. And if that's not there, then we fail. So just because you don't make the top 10 does not mean you're not important, does not mean that your work isn't important, doesn't mean that your work isn't hitting. I built a blog before, and we used to do over 1 million uniques a month. That's how I got the 50 Cent gig. For anybody who knows my history, knows I started out in the blog world and had a team of 7 writers. This is the easiest project anybody will ever work on to see success. I haven't been a part of anything that I've led that has failed. The only time I've been a part of something that I've led that has failed is when I dealt with delinquents or people who didn't want to trust my expertise. I don't want people to trust my taste and my opinions. I want them to trust my expertise. There's 2 different things. I'm malleable. I'm flexible when it comes to my taste and my opinions. I want your style. I don't like my style all the time. I don't even like my style half the time because my style is no style. So when you have style, I'm like, let's go with your style, because you probably got more style than me. But what I have is the experience of building a blog to over 1 million unique visitors per month. And if you don't believe me, you can go on the internet and look up Vonnie Media Mogul and ask him how poppin' was our blog, because he worked with me. And he will corroborate and let you know we were definitely doing millions of hits a month. He will tell you about my experience with 50 Cent and how I got there, and it was through the media. So when I saw the Jianchor project pop up, I said, this is a layup. All you need to do is just keep blogging. And I think sometimes what happens is when people don't see the numbers right away, they get discouraged. They think like, oh, why isn't this growing fast enough? Like I told Chad on the phone the other day, blogging is a mathematical equation. It's a numbers game. You got to shoot a shoot. You got to keep shooting. You keep shooting, and keep shooting, and the ball's going to go in. But you got to keep shooting. As long as we keep shooting, this project will win. You just need to keep indexing on them search engines. Keep indexing these pages on these search engines. Keep hitting those keywords and those keyword strings, and we will win. I guarantee it. I have the following to make sure we don't fail. As long as people can keep posting these blogs up, I think Chad said, what is it, 26 days nonstop so far?
25 tomorrow morning when Jenny's drops. Yeah.
25 tomorrow, nonstop. Mm-hmm. This game is consistency. I remember when I first started my blog back in the day, I was happy to get my first 100 viewers. Then my first 1,000. Then my first 10,000. Then it was like, well, how can I get 10,000 in a day?
Shit, I was hyped off 1 view. I was like, oh, somebody read my shit. All right. Let's go.
All it took was a nip slip.
It's amazing when you look at that. When you look and see that people view your stuff, it's like really satisfying. Mm-hmm. But I digress. I just wanted to be clear about Billy. I wanted to be clear about the contributors and their role here. If everybody just plays their role, in a few years, you're going to look back and be like, damn, I was a part of one of the most interesting projects ever created. Or I am, because we're not. It's not like, well, we might sell the company. We might go public,
Talk about that exit.
Yeah, we can talk about the exit in a little bit. We might IPO. You might be able to buy Jianchor stock. Who knows, right? Like, we got IPO. It's nothing but filing paperwork. We call Andrew and file paperwork and IPO, and we'll be a publicly traded company. But you can say you were a part of this amazing experience. And what I can tell you is, And then people in the mogul summit to tell you too. I don't sit here and try to reinvent the wheel. I don't try to come up with some amazing marketing campaign that's really gonna explode. I tell you baby steps how to build a business, man. And if you do those little things right, you build a sustainable business, one that sustains itself and doesn't need to be supported by paid advertising and so on and so forth. Not to say we don't do paid advertising, but we don't want paid advertising to support the business. We want it to complement the business. I digress.
Yeah, what's that thing you say
Organic
about
growth.
what other people call competitors?
Your
I
market
can't get that
partners.
gym. I can't get that gym away free. That's a
gave it away,
Mogul
my
Summit
bad.
exclusive. That's a Mogul Summit exclusive.
All right.
I ate the cheese. My bad. I
wrote
let it
that.
slip.
I wrote that blog about taking the path never traveled. And there's a certain element of that that's good for breaking out and taking risks and all that kind of stuff. But sometimes with business, if some shit's already working, like just do that. Just do the shit that already works.
I mean, it's a blog. At the end of the day, it's a blog.
Yeah.
You know what my pops used to say? Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I tell my
That's it.
team of kids, man. Keep it simple. When you keep it simple, you win. But it's a blog. Like, you're not going to reinvent how blogs are promoted. They've been out since, decades now. Like, there's a certain set of best practices that people have mastered and figured out. And it grows every day. There's a whole lot of growth hacks that, pop up because of technology, and we can glue into some of that. But at the very core of blogging, it's really about having a website set up properly and indexing pages around a certain subject matter, around a certain persona. And then people will gravitate towards it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, I remember when I first started my blog, nobody believed in me. Family didn't believe in me. They thought I was wasting my time. You always on that internet posting them gossip stories, them music stories. That shit made me pop. But I stuck with it, man. It took 6 years. That was from the ground up. I can make this project pop in 3. Don't forget my network. Don't forget who we can add to this project. And I'm not gonna say no names, but you know who I'm talking about in the sports arena that we could pull into this and have the conversations we've had. Like, so we show and prove. There's a lot of celebrity power we can get behind this project.
And what they say, your network is your net worth.
Facts. And I'm surrounded by a lot of high net worth and valuable people. And I call on them all the time, I pulled somebody into a focus session for the Crown app the other day. But when it makes sense, it's got to make sense. Once it makes sense, then we make it happen.
Well, and some of it too is that old field of dreams, if you build it, they will come. Like we've been building this thing and we've been just filling the bucket with content so that when we start to get, when somebody hits one of those posts that gets a bunch of views, there's stuff there for them to continue navigating and to stay on the site. Some of this stuff is because this is one of the things I told Marcus way back when I first started working with him on Aquarian Anarchy. He was like, oh, I want to get so and so, and I want to get so and so. I was like, hold on, let's do all the clunky like us, finding our vibe and all that stuff, and let's wait. And we didn't bring you on. I started doing that with Marcus in April. We didn't bring you on until August because I was like, no, like we're not ready. We can't shoulder that weight yet, because when that audience was going to come, I wanted us to be a little more fine-tuned, and we've gotten even more fine-tuned as we've gone on. And so some of that stuff is like, some of these little growing pains that we're going through have been part of that process that we have done as we've been building this structure that can hold a lot more weight than it could 2 months ago when we launched it. So
Waste of Time Podcast. Appreciate you, homie. He said if you want to write to Billy or be an author, it's cool. Real talk. You can write it with whoever you want to. Like I said, at the end of the day, we just want people writing. You know, we're not asking, we're not being Nazis about this. You write to whoever you want to, but if you write to Billy, you know, we could use it. And if you don't, we could still use it. We're just trying to figure out who Jianchor is targeting. Correct the Felon Podcast said, Jonesy, you know, I got 100 this weekend, bro. Lit.
Let's go.
Yo, the sausage making is what got everybody a little off kilter, I would say. And you know, and not to pimp on top of what you're saying, Hotep, man, but I think we have to be mindful of the fact of what this show is about. We're trying to show you how to make the sausage. You know, I don't want to pause. I don't really want to, you know, get too deep in the whole sausage talk. But what I mean is that, you know, we trying to show you how we baking the cake here. We cooking up something lovely. And sometimes, you know, you have to game plan a way to make that shit rise. So, you know, listen, as we going through this journey, everybody that's watching, who's ever going to watch after this, you got to realize, man, we haven't mastered this yet. And we're trying to break it down to master it. So just because we try one strategy doesn't mean we're not going to come back and try something different. We're just trying to win. We're just trying to win, man. That's all we're trying to do. So this week is Billy. The next week it could be Karen. The next week it could be Mustafa. You know what I mean? It all depends. I mean, I'm speaking for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the way I see it. You know?
Yeah. Wins from last week. What we got to do this week?
More written content. More written content.
We're going to be coming out with a new segment.
Well. Usually when I mention that, I'm usually talking to Ant.
My bad.
Nah, because you know sometimes I don't speak clearly, so that's my fault. When I say what we're gonna make better this week, I'm really thinking like optimizing the website, right? So, and my big issue was when we scroll the website. Let me do the share. When we scroll the website, it stops at a certain point, right? I want to figure out how we can have a continuous scroll. It should be infinite. See if you can do a little bit of research on the plugin to see if there's maybe something there. Also,
there definitely is a plugin because I've seen other websites like that where it just keeps on generating and generating. The thing is, what's going to be at the bottom though? That's going to keep on generating because right now we have it set up like each category.
Whatever. It could be random.
Okay.
I just wanted to keep scrolling. Even if it's the same content that was at the top at some point, I don't care. Just keep the continuous scroll. It's got to be endless, you know?
Okay.
I don't know. I'll leave that decision up to you. But I would like to have a continuous scroll. Also, I'd like to have... Okay, here's a popular post. I see it. Is there a way to change how these popular posts are viewed? Usually I like to have like a top 10 or like a top 5. Can we, matter of fact, you know what I want to do, Ant? You know where on the homepage, it shows join the Jianchor network? Matter of fact, I want to see something. Let me see something. I'm going to log in right now. I want to put the popular post where the Jianchor logo is.
Okay.
Okay.
There's also, so popular post, where'd you pull that from?
I had to do it like an Elementor. It was a certain...
I figured that. All right. So when I do popular posts, I pull them from appearance widgets. And usually you can share that to the sidebar. But our page isn't set up with a sidebar. Right?
Right.
Hold on. It should, I think it says top posts. It should be. Or let me see. Where is that? Wait.
How's it doing the popular posts, Ant? Because it was surprising that the DT Dakota's Candace Owens one wasn't on that.
That
It
should
goes
be
from
the top.
it goes from views.
Really?
Whatever's the most viewed. Yeah.
How is that not top? Because
Okay.
it has the most views.
I don't
It's probably the
understand.
time period.
Yeah,
It's
man.
probably,
It might
going off
not
of
be
last
might be
week.
weekly.
Yeah, it's probably gonna update weekly. That's why I like. That's why I like the
Because
other
I think I had it originally like that, and then you told me to switch it to weekly because we wanted to keep up with like current events.
Right, and I wasn't sure if we'd have enough content, but now it seems like
so
we
now
do.
that we've so I mean it's just I think it's simple. I just got to go in and change it back.
Yeah, let's change that to daily and try that. Let's put that in that area. That where the logo is, and let's see what that looks like. I think that'll be dope.
Okay.
And then the continuous view. I always, so like for example, right, when people say, how do you market, and digital marketing is very different, especially website properties. You're always looking for ways to optimize the website, increase time on page, reduce the bounce rate. When you're dealing with media, it's like, how do we serve people the media that they want to see, the content that they want to see? So, every week I'm always like, how do we tweak the UX on the site? So that's really what I meant. Yeah.
Can I shout out somebody in the chat? Dax Hill, our newest contributor, joined this week and put out a killer post on. Let's see, what was it called? It was failure and what was it?
Yeah,
irrational overconfidence.
Yeah,
or whatever. I sent that to both of my boys because that's one of the things that, like, with their my daughter doesn't have that problem. Like, she's determined and she's going to go get whatever she's going to get, and she does her thing. But they kind of, the boys, they kind of waffle between like being risk takers and being very, very conservative in their especially in their sports endeavors. And since his thing was about like his swimming and everything, I wanted them to hear that. But it's a great piece for like budding entrepreneurs. Anyway, shout out to Dax. Good stuff, man.
So shit. So we went over that. Y'all got anything else?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Right before we get off, Ant was gonna actually say something about it before you asked him a question about the site.
Yeah.
But we got something real flavorful coming up for all our Billies out there. Ant, you want to dig into it real quick, bro?
We have decided that Billy also enjoys to watch sporting events. So we are including a sports segment in our website, your favorite. But it's not going to be what you think. It's not going to be us BSing about basketball games and baseball games. We're going to, like, for example, the article we had talking about the All-Star game being moved and how it affected all the businesses in Atlanta. We're going to be talking about stuff like that, more of the business side and the cultural side of sports.
The counterculture aspects.
I all I smell is money, so I'm happy.
We'll do you with the good hair analysis.
That man, as soon as we said sports, I just saw that cheese come out. That
the cheese. That's that token Negro smile.
That's right, baby. We both up in here, shucking and jiving for that cash. Mr. Charlie.
I was mad because the Nets game on. I'm like, goddamn, I got to do the Jianchor show on the Nets game. That's the only team I watch because, Kyrie.
Kyrie Irving, right?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
We ain't going to get woke during the game. You be all right.
Well, is he Hotep, and he from Jersey, and he from Newark. You know what I'm saying? So,
he's Newark adjacent. He from West Orange, to be honest. He from South Orange, matter of fact. Yeah, he ain't from Newark. South Orange, bro.
But he played ball in Newark at that school, though, right?
Nah, St. Pat's and Elizabeth. St. Pat's and Elizabeth.
St. Pat's. Okay.
He played with Derek. He played with Derek.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. DC. Word. Nah, I'm all for it. What is it? A podcast?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it writing, or is it a combination of both? What is
So
it?
it's not gonna be like a weekly thing. We're kind of, if there's something popular, something trending, we're gonna pretty much coordinate a day and be like, yo, we should probably talk about this. So it's gonna be like sort of a combination podcast, yes, but articles.
It's going to
as
be
well.
live too, and not to cut you off, it's definitely going to be live. What we're doing is we're kind of game planning it as we go. When we roll it out, we're going to roll it out, check the response of it, get our contributors to be the face of it along with us, and then we're going to get that consistency rolling and actually have it every week.
So this
We're
is
just
going
gonna
to
figure
be
it out.
this is going to
We're
be
just gonna figure it out.
a new YouTube channel called Jianchor Sports.
You know what, man? I don't know if we have enough followers.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
Yes, it is. He
So
said
it is. Oh, wait a
I was
minute.
I was thinking it was.
Shit,
Yeah.
it is. We just made that decision. Thank you.
I was trying to wink at you, Jonesy, but
Hey man,
Didn't hear
listen,
me.
bro.
I think we should.
Yeah.
And then link the two channels, because I've had great success with doing that with my chess channel. Like we just broke 9 viewers on my chess channel.
I saw you talking to old boy. He's like, that's really good.
Yeah, you saw that,
You're
right?
like, we'll be at 100 in 3 months. He's like, 3 months?
Yeah,
I was like,
he doesn't understand about segmentation, man. The power of segmentation. Yeah, but you know, like that was I don't think we've ever had 9 viewers on my main channel on chess, and last night we did 9. So I know, you know, next week we'll be at 15, the following 20. So you know, the rule of exponential growth, I'm sure we'll be at 100 within 3 months, if not somewhere close. But yeah, you know, like I personally think it should be Jianchor Sports, because I think some of the other stuff we do is like interviews, and I think that's great. Let people come if they want to tune in to interviews. That's Jianchor TV, and if they want sports, go to Jianchor Sports. And either way, all of that stuff is going to live on the website, and that'll be home base.
right.
And you can feature both channels on each other.
So it's like a funnel into the content. The website is a funnel into the content digitally.
Yeah.
So it can exist in 2 different spaces. All right, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm with it, baby.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna be super long. It's gonna be like 45 minutes to an hour, maybe half an hour, depending on what the
like
day is,
for
what the
example,
topic is.
this week we would have been talking about Kwame Brown,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Oh,
Yes. We missed a moment.
woo!
We missed a huge moment, bro. I've been wanting to do this shit for like a month, but we haven't had the time, man.
No.
Yeah.
It's gonna be something else. It's gonna be something else.
It's gonna be something. Of course, it's gonna be something.
Yeah, there's always something.
It's just that the Kwame Brown shit is hot right now. When you
No,
said it, I'm
it's
like,
super
oh.
hot. It's beyond hot. It's so hot that it's transcending sports.
Yo, I know it's
Word.
radioactive. Kwame Brown went from being a draft bust to being the leader of the Black community all in 4 days.
Oh, shit.
Y'all didn't need to start taking care of y'all kids, goddammit.
Bro, that one he put out earlier about moms and their boys and stuff like
Oh,
that. It's like,
yeah.
watch
Get
out
the
now.
fuck out the way.
Yeah,
That's why you got all these bitch ass boys.
you strong and your son's a bitch.
Oh man.
Get your strong ass out the way, bitch.
Yo,
Oh man.
every time somebody tag me in his new shit, I'm like, I ain't even gotta watch it. They tag me, and I'm just like, oh man, he's killing this shit.
I'm waiting for when him and Matt Barnes actually, because Matt Barnes definitely, he got to get a fade in with him, bro.
He
Just
don't
off
want it.
GP.
He don't want it. I could tell when he asked for that fade in the video, he didn't want it.
Yeah. Because he might get that long Empire State Building jab.
Yeah,
That 6'10" jab. He might not want that.
yeah. That's something I would never do, is like call somebody out to fight. Like I would, big, small, little. I think I can win. It's just something I wouldn't do. I don't know why he did that.
That's the weakest thing to do, is to call somebody out to fight. 'Cause that means you lost mentally. He beat you mentally, so you can't go back at him. And also, you can have a keeping it real goes wrong.
Word.
Uh-oh.
Yo, your sound went out. Did his sound go out?
Jonesy mute.
Is
There you go.
Yeah.
that me?
Yeah, you good. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but not like I was saying. It's a keeping it real goes wrong situation, man. Like Chappelle show, you don't want to call somebody out where they beat you mentally and physically, and they whip your ass in front of everybody. Now
Word.
you're just done. You're done.
Yeah.
Right.
You done, man. You might as well move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But nah, you know, I when you mentioned the Kwame Brown story, I just saw the vision with the sports and how that could be super dope to have. And Billy obviously wants to see that. So and for the record, Billy is he conservative or libertarian, Chad?
My Billy is libertarian. We had you know, my version of Billy is libertarian. I mean, I think he's conservative in here, but in here he's like live and let live, and like I'm gonna be, you know, I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna build my shit up. Just stay out of my way.
Okay. You know? I like that. So Billy's libertarian. We've solidified Billy's. Hey, get the door. We've solidified Billy's political affiliation during this episode. We're slowly constructing him, and I think I agree. Anybody disagree with Billy being a libertarian?
I definitely don't.
If you live in the Bay Area, he got to be a libertarian. He can't be walking around with a MAGA hat.
He definitely can't be walking around with a MAGA hat in the Bay.
Yeah.
He probably walking around with the LGBT flag in the Bay. That's another story for another day. But he
Kamar,
definitely.
is he DC or Marvel?
He's probably more Marvel. He probably watches more of the movies than reads the comics.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
He probably read a couple of the comics as a kid, but now he's more into the long-term movies, and he probably
He's that guy that was like, yeah, man, I had all the comics when I was a kid. I love this stuff.
Yeah,
Well,
he got
lying.
it. Yeah,
Lying.
all he got it. All he got is a movie. All he got is the movies on DVD, and he's got a Disney Plus account. That's it.
Billy's got a Disney Plus account to watch Marvel flicks. I love it. Good. So this is how Billy gets built, little by little, man. Little by little. Political affiliation's huge. As far as targeting demographics, I don't know if y'all remember, but Facebook and the ads used to let you target people based upon political affiliation, and they took that away during the Trump era.
Yeah.
And you used to be able to go in. Remember the audience insights thing I showed y'all that Facebook took away? They used to have that in there too. You'd be able to play around, add libertarian or add conservative, and then see how that changes. Oh man.
Bro, what was the marketing strategy behind taking that? But that was like such a useful tool. Like, why would they take that away?
I think what happens is the better you can surmise your targeting, the less money you'll have to spend with Facebook. So by taking that away, you have to spend more money to find your target. Also, there was, just to throw Facebook some bell, there was some issues about like data mining and, you know, what data's being sold. And although none of that really was there, but I would say that it was an internal decision made to increase their revenue by making people spend more money experimenting.
What are you laughing at?
Sketch said Billy should hate Obama and Bush.
It's the same person. I have that picture where they have the where their faces. It's like the same. It's the same
They're related,
picture.
right?
Yeah, they're like fourth cousins or some shit.
They cousins.
Right?
Yeah, they come from the same lineage. Yeah, but yeah, I like that. Sketch said he should hate Obama and Bush. Absolutely. I like Billy already. But yeah, man, any closing thoughts on tonight's episode? I'm about to get watching this next game.
Yeah, man. I just want to watch the next game. That's my closing thought.
Appreciate you hopping on, Kamar.
Yeah, for real.
I appreciate y'all having me, man. It means a lot.
Tell them your website and what they can find there.
You can go to repairkd.com. I have some blogs in there, helpful tips as well. And also, if you want to schedule book some time, I do remote and I do on-site support if you live in the Dallas area. And I also do PC builds for streamers and gamers, stuff like that. I can spec out a part for you, or you can send me the list and I'll build it for you and ship it out, and we'll go from there. So,
Wait, sweet. It's been another episode of the Jianchor podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Next week we'll have another contributor on your screen, so look out for that. Peace out, y'all.
Peace, everybody.
contributor on your screen. So look out for that. Peace out, y'all.
Peace, everybody.